In the master plan for Wichita, a set of core vision principles has been determined. Keeping these principles in mind, we wanted to give examples of different ways cities have achieved them. We've laid out these examples beginning with broader theories and then focusing toward the more individual. These are some ideas to create choices for the people of Wichita. Looking to offer something for everyone, Wichita strives to utilize their existing strengths to expand on their economy, sustainability, and culture. Some things that draw people into successful outdoor public spaces are that it's a breath away from the bustle of a downtown, yet still so close and accessible using all modes of transportation. There is a balance of green and hardscape to accommodate lounging, playing, and socializing. The Hood River Waterfront Park was once a forgotten river boundary. After development, the park boasts a beach, playground, running and biking paths, sheltered picnic benches, toilets, and an athlete event site. Activities range from families visiting and playing there daily to international sporting events almost every week in the summer months. Prom photos, romantic walks at night, and business meetings all happen in the same location. What used to be an empty sandlot on Vancouver's North Shore was transformed into a busy convention center. Not only is the center used for many events, the surrounding area has been developed in a welcoming way, inviting all types of people to read, socialize, meditate, eat, exercise, and simply choose to spend their time on this improved shore of the city. The location of Millennium Park in Chicago once existed through an unused grassy area and parking lot. After improvements, the park is home to sculptures, gardens, theaters, an ice rink, tennis courts, galleries, pavilions, and a promenade. This was carefully planned out on 24.5 acres, inviting residents and tourists to indulge in their daily activities. No matter what size a city is, its role in creating downtown activities to revive the economy and open more opportunities remain the same. Wichita, like Chicago, has strong culture, design, and symbols relating to the city, making the downtown areas a magnet for tourists. Allowing activities and celebrations to come together in the heart of the city will keep Wichita strong. Here are some ways to sustainably connect Wichita. Sustainable connections can be fostered by looking at other cities who have implemented successful transit systems. Maps covering similar geographic area show a mile walking distance as well as a similar total area compared to the Wichita downtown. All of similar size, similar scale, and using a similar application. If the current trend of using cities as parking lots continue, Wichita could end up oversaturated with the visual pollution from the constant presence of its vehicle traffic. Properly implemented parking structures could help alleviate this issue. Innovative procedure to provide parking has been to reuse abandoned buildings in cities. Repurposing the interior to hold parking solves the problem of visual pollution while remaining economical. A great example is the Michigan Theater in Detroit. The theater was shut down in the 1970s, then renovated to create an inviting experience for both the users and pedestrians. When funding is available for a new parking structure, we see examples like the Miami Beach Parkade by Herzog and de Meuron.
This is as beautifully designed a place as any piazza. And in fact, it is a piazza. It's a public square in the air. You know, you can have a great party here. You can have a great conference here. You can have a ball. You know, you can have a festival. You can have a revolution. Parking garages are treated like basements most of the time. And one of the extraordinary things is the architect's insight that a parking garage is public space. It's public space the way that a square or a street is.
By condensing parking and consolidating vehicles, you make the city more walkable. We all enjoy the connectivity of walking to shops, restaurants, and entertainment in our own downtown areas, but not all of us live downtown and have these amenities right outside our front doors. Like many cities, Wichita, Kansas is working towards a more walkable downtown by supporting developments in sustainable transportation. Developing new parking structures will allow more people to come downtown, but will also bring more cars and heavier traffic. Other alternatives to more parking should include increased public transportation routes, creating carpool reserved parking areas, car share programs, and encourage commuter bicycling. Car share services like Zipcar and Car2Go are a growing trend in many cities. The idea behind car share services allow those who live or work downtown the option to use a car when needed without the need of their own personal vehicle. The street is a public space dominated by cars. Automobiles account for over 30% of global warming emissions in the United States. We need to get people out of their cars. A single vehicle can provide multiple users access to other areas of the city and frees up more parking for others coming downtown. Local bicycling communities can flourish downtown by dedicating easy-to-use bike lanes on key roads and providing public areas to park or store bicycles. Bike sharing and other programs have been successful in other cities to also help encourage bicycling downtown. By supporting developments in sustainable transportation, we can promote downtown as a walkable place to live, work, and play. Wichita's flat landscape also makes it a desirable place for cyclists. Even with hot summers and snowy winters, bike transit development would be very beneficial for the city. Take Minneapolis, number 2 bike city in the United States, which has winters twice as cold as Wichita. Or even Copenhagen, number 2 bike city in the world, which also has snowy winters. Both of these cities have thriving bike communities because they found safe and efficient ways to incorporate cycling onto their streets. Wichita has a chance at becoming a bicycle capital. This begins with dedicating part of the road to cyclists. Turn street shoulders into bike lanes. Create bike and pedestrian-specific routes along the Arkansas riverfront. Extend bike routes outside of downtown to bring in commuters. Start a bike-sharing program. Make biking safe, convenient, and desirable for the people of Wichita. In addition to creating a thriving cycling community, how can Wichita create a thriving pedestrian community? As a part of the envisioned redevelopment of its downtown, the City of Wichita has stated that one of its major principles is to support change that fosters a more walkable city. This goes far beyond thinking of just the spaces and surfaces that one may use to walk. First, the people must get lured out of their cars. The work to do this is much more than nice parks, places for Sunday strolls, and walkable connections between major interest points. To become truly walkable, it starts with creating walkable neighborhoods and communities. We need to think past the zero elevation and into the buildings and businesses that make up the neighborhood. This work entails fostering a diversity of people and uses, creating a mix of workplaces, living units, schools, shopping, and places to congregate and relax. It involves creating a 24-hour street. These communities tend to be the most sustainable, most prosperous, healthiest, and happiest places to live and work in the urban environment. Wichita must give its citizens a chance to be pedestrians by choice. For into the foreseeable future, driving and parking will remain cheap enough that without giving people a viable alternative, they won't be lured from their automobiles. This is an idea to promote economic expansion in Wichita. To have a truly impactful change in the envisioned redevelopment of its city, Wichita must incorporate a variety of mixed uses and building types into the urban fabric of its downtown. Create environmentally, socially, and economically responsible buildings. The combination of these 3 core concepts creates truly sustainable design. The live-work concept embodies the social and economic aspects of a sustainable life. Living and working functions intermingle with a lively mixed atmosphere of varied programming that boosts the social structure and seeds a neighborhood for a positive cycle of long-term investment. Live-work is buildings or units that residential and work activities are pursued on the same property. This can be within the same unit with varying degrees, or the workspace can be on the street level beneath the living. The workspace is a blank canvas that can become almost anything, from a bike shop to a studio and gallery, or a young entrepreneur's office. The average person splits his or her day between work, home, and sleep. Therefore, a live-work complex is in operation a full 24 hours a day. Since the complex is under constant use, it uses energy the most efficiently. Occupants have the opportunity to live and work socially, economically, and sustainably 24 hours a day. Small businesses are the backbone of the United States, making up more than 98% of the economy. In Kansas, small businesses are 31% of the economic activity, earning over $13 billion annually. An example of a small business area in Portland, Oregon is the Nob Hill District. This is a mixed-use neighborhood where the older existing homes have been renovated and divided to accommodate small businesses. This live-work housing strategy has been great for small business owners in Nob Hill. It helps them run a more sustainable business, partly because they do not have to drive to work. Their businesses can have more flexible hours, and they don't have the need to pay for separate structures to live and work. This can also be a great incubator for small businesses, freeing up capital and allowing businesses to grow. Because it is easier for a small business to thrive in a live-work community, these neighborhoods become places with differing ideas and cultures, inviting people of all backgrounds to sell their unique products or services. With the constant presence of people in a live-work neighborhood, it helps keep crime rates down while allowing the people to work in a more collaborative manner, with a greater feeling of ownership over the neighborhood. Live-work communities are great additions to the urban environment, allowing the qualities of housing and business communities to blend. These are some ideas we think Wichita can use to incorporate into the master plan that help create choices for people, develop sustainable connections, and expand the economy of the city.